Hi, and welcome back to Inferno Mines, the Fun Path Challenge, Part 10. In this part, we are going to be conquering the brown, green, and red wolves, since they're all right in the same area. The fourth and final intersection, which we are heading to right now, called the Vechsian Gallery. Now, the brown wall is in the gallery itself, and it's actually where we get the name of this challenge from, because there's basically a very well-defined fun path where it's walking up and around and back and forth through this sort of maze of quartz staircases and lava encased in quartz, which has a very low blast resistance, so creepers can really do some damage. And we're just going to do this the fun way, the way it was intended to do, and that's by fighting our way through these very dark, very dangerous and cramped areas with lava everywhere. With our armor and our fortitude, it should not be a problem. Just got a bunch of zombies and creepers and yeah. Well, the last thing, the only thing we need to worry about here. I mean, the mobs are all just natural spawns. The only thing to really worry about is letting a creeper explode. Yep, like that. And now you see no more fun path. So we have to be careful. Otherwise, our fun path is going to disappear quite heavily. And thankfully, not enough damage to make things really difficult yet. So we're just going to temporary stairwell there. Thankfully, we don't have to go through this, we're only going to make ourselves go through this once, because there's no point. And here, it looks like things are a little bit clearer up here, but those skeletons, of course, can knock us through these gaps and into the lava below, and that would be very bad. So we definitely don't want to die here. That could be sort of really waste a lot of time re-equipping. Okay, but now that we're up here in the rafters, we're actually pretty safe. These are all half-slab pathways, and so nothing can spawn on the pathways up here themselves. I think Vechs did that on purpose just to make sure it wasn't super cheap. And as long as you walk through here around the top and are careful about... Well, there are a couple... It's theoretically possible that a mob could spawn on these pathways. Some of them are actually... They're all half-slabs, but some of them are placed in the actual positions. So you just have to be a little careful. But probably, you see, that area there is not on a half-slab. That's on a normal slab. See, there's a creeper waiting for me. And we just got to keep your head in the game. And here we go. And the brown wool is right around the corner. After a little steak snack. Here we go. Thank you for taking the fun path, says Vechs. Well, you're welcome. I've taken the fun path the whole way here. How about that? Haha. Okay, so brown wool and also a diamond sword and some diamond chestplate, which will be very useful for repairing my stuff here. Now, the fun path continues, however, if you keep going, and this will take us to the blackened archives, the green wool area, which is the next up. And we're just going to go straight there. There's an ender chest for us to safe up the wool we just got, and this is the most efficient way to do it. We have obviously, the brown wool was sort of a joke wool, very simple gimme wool, so it wasn't really any challenge at all. But the green wool and the blackened archives, this is a serious area of serious challenges. So we'll get to it here in a second. Just gotta get through a couple more natural spawns. The thing about this area, which actually does make it somewhat difficult, is there aren't any honeypots around it. That means that these dark areas, and there just aren't that many dark areas here. Whoa, that's bad. Lava is gonna... Okay. Well, we have a bit of a... You know what? That's not really a problem at all. That was lucky. The creeper blew up in such a way where there's holes on both the ceiling and the floor in the exact right place, so the lava just goes straight down and didn't pool outwards. That was lucky. Anyway, as I was saying, the reason why this area is actually more difficult than it might seem, even though there are no spawners, is because there's very, very little dark areas in this area except for these shadowy parts here, which means you get what's called max spawn. Basically, any creature that spawns will have to spawn here in these dark areas, so you very quickly get lots and lots of natural spawns in this area. Okay, so this is the entrance to the wool area, the next dungeon, the blackened archives, and there's a little pathway. It goes through here with some coolish styling, I guess. And here we go. An ender chest, and here's some signs that tell us where we are. So we're gonna put away our brown wool and just checking our armor, make sure it's okay. We're good. So we're gonna put away that extra hilt and those books we got too from the chest. And everything else is, we only got 3 pearls. That should be good enough. Okay, so I'm going to hurry up a little bit because this next part is it's a pretty cool looking vista here. So we're going to walk around this walkway and light it up a little bit more than it currently is with those pitiful redstone torches. There's nothing here on this walkway except for natural spawns again. Most of the creatures in the first area are actually just natural spawns. There are a couple of well-placed spawners that are definitely important in the next area, but here is just all natural spawns. There's the entrance, and down there actually is a sort of a bunch of flint and steel, and there's also a hidden chest underneath there with some extra goodies, but we're not going to waste pearls to get over there. There's a enchanting station here, and I do have 15 levels, but I don't have anything that's unenchanted yet on me, so I can't enchant anything. Okay, so we're at the main area. We're going to eat. We're going to make more torches. We only have 1 stack of torches. That is not enough torches for me. So make my 4 stacks of torches, and plus 1. And here we go. Up the archives. So, now, whoa, see? You know, if you know where you're going, there's no reason to go around the maze here. You can jump those gaps. You just have to have confidence and do it, and know where you're going. So there are a couple of places where jumping the gap is just going to be way safer than actually trying to go around the full path and get shot at by skeletons the whole time. Speed is key here, but also just sort of being aware of your surroundings and making sure. See, I see that skeleton up there, and so I shoot him before I get in his range. There you go. Now, on this level, we're going to head straight to... See, I also see the skeleton on the right, but I'm going to ignore him because he's not in an angle to shoot me off. There we go. Now, we want to go straight to these stairs over here. And when you get above these stairs, you will encounter these wraiths with punch bows. But if you jump straight here over that gap, if a wraith appears, it'll actually help you with that jump because it'll shoot you in the back. As long as you keep yourself at an angle where a wraith will shoot you not off, but actually in the direction you're going, then there's another skeleton. I'm on the ladder. I'm safe here, so it doesn't matter if he shoots me a couple times. You'll be okay. Now, this level is relatively safe. There aren't any special spawners. There's just normal mobs, and we're going to go around basically straight to that glowing area over there. Not much of it. I could have jumped that gap too, but there are no enemies here, so take it easy. Okay, and there's a trap where it will shoot you with a single arrow. At this point, I don't know. I think Vechs was just doing it to make you panic. And then that too. There's a trap chest, but it's not actually trapped. There's no trap to it. It's just a trap chest. It has a bunch of Unbreaking 3 books in it. We will get those on the way back. No reason to get those now. So climb up these ladders. I check to the right to see if there's any wraiths spawned already over there. I didn't see any, so I'm just going to go for it. Now, this is very dangerous. However, if you know exactly where you're going and do not pause, you can actually make it through before any of these wraiths spawn. So you go up these stairs and take a full 180, cross this glass bridge, and up the next set of stairs. And once you get up these stairs, if you're up these stairs, you're basically free, because up here on this glass, nothing is going to spawn. The race will have to literally follow you up the stairs to get up here with you. So, okay, we're out. We're out of the stacks. Let's call them the stacks, and we're into the library maze itself. In this library maze is a whole bunch of chars. These are these special fast zombies that are on fire and hit really hard for flame damage. But like most of the special enemies, the spawners, although they have a wide range, it takes them for a little while to spawn, and even if they do spawn, the guys actually have to detect you. So if you simply run through the maze going straight for your goal like this, you will not spawn any chars at all. Break the glass. Now, I originally intended to actually bring a door with me and place the door where I had broken the glass to make sure nothing would follow me in here, but I forgot to make the door. But thankfully, I ran through that so efficiently that I didn't spawn anything that would be chasing me, so door ended up being unnecessary. Yes, placing doors was allowed in this challenge. I didn't mention that. They're not blocks, you can't pillar up with them, so technically... Oh, and a witch spawned. Now, there are 2 witch spawners in the... Actually, they're buried in the bedrock. They're impossible to destroy, even in a normal playthrough, on the left and the right. So you really have to light this area up, but don't go too far on the left and the right, because there's some spawners which will spawn very nasty things. I think supercharged creepers on spiders or something like that on the right and the left. So just light up this area here, and of course I got a pit with a full 30 seconds of poison, so I'm just gonna wait for the poison to maybe eat an open apple or two to get my health back up. And while I'm waiting, the fleecy boss mob should spawn. There's a couple. Okay. Now these guys are really annoying. They're simple, but they're annoying. They have like an extreme slowness effect, so they move very slowly. But they also have very high level of thorns and a very powerful punch flame bow. And they're wearing enchanted diamond armor too. So these are skeletons, and they have a lot of extra health. So there isn't really a good way to do this, but the simplest thing to do is stand here right where I am, sort of in the middle of the room, and you're not in the range of anything except for the boss mob spawners. So what you want to do is sort of wait until one spawns sort of on the left or the right, sort of away from the others in the group. Shoot them, and they're so slow they'll basically be pushed back all the way to the back wall. And as long as you're a good enough shot, keep shooting them there when they're at the back wall, and they'll drop the wool, like I'm doing right now. There we go. Okay, a couple more shots, maybe 1, 2 more. Come on, go down. There you go. Okay, now that he dropped the wool, so now what you do is just purl to the wool, and then probably purling back out isn't entirely necessary, but it's just the easiest way to do it. There's almost no way to run and get that, because their punch bows are so powerful that they'll just keep punching you back, and you won't be able to get anywhere near there. So we got the wool, and we purled once in, once out to just grab the wool and get right back out. And now it's just a matter of running back through the maze and going back down the stacks, which is actually really simple when you're just trying to get down. Now, of course, there are these wraiths down there, and I want to make sure that I'm just going to drop down instead. See, that's the way that's the most safe to get back, when you drop down the edge instead of actually trying to run down the stairways. And I wish the thing would load. It seems it's a lot scarier when you can't see the world. Now, I'm not going to go all the way down the ladders the way I came. I'm going to use my final pearl here to pearl straight to the entrance of this area. There's not just for safety concerns. It's always possible to get knocked off here. There's the entrance, so just going to pearl straight down. Oops, falling. Okay, actually, I'd thrown the pearl before I got hit, so it didn't matter. And here's the entrance, and we're done. We have the wool, and we have plenty of Unbreaking 3 books, which will come in handy for enchanting stuff. And we're just going to run all the way back to base and put everything away. Well, first we're going to put the wool itself in the inner chest, but we still got lots of other goodies. Now, we haven't finished the fun path here, but we're just going to go back the way we came instead of finishing it, because finishing it actually leads down to the bottom floor. Meanwhile, while we're up here, we're going to light up the tops of these things, because you can get a lot of mobs spawning up there too, and they'll drop down on your head when you're trying to take the normal path. And since we're going to be using the fun path, we're going to have to take the normal path quite a bit. So I'm going to do that over on the other side as well. There's an Enderman. He won't bother us. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. That works. Okay. Yeah, you really don't want to let too many creepers explode while you're doing this, or you're just going to have a giant mess of lava and to deal with. It's not that you can't eventually, get through it, but of course, in this challenge, since we can't use potions, fire resistance potions are not an option. So if you really get lava in a whoa. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, we got no more chances. We're going to destroy those rails. We're not getting anywhere near that void gap anymore. Arg, Vechs. And I'm just doing this for aesthetics. Okay. So, back at base, and we're going to get ourselves the wool and put it on the monument. After we dump some goodies off. Oh, by the way, that boss dropped most of its diamond armor. The Thorns 3, Protection 3, Unbreaking 3, I think. Now, all those things actually make it impossible to repair, and all the armor is just has a teeny bit of health left. But it will come in handy here for coming up pretty soon for the next area, so I'm definitely want to keep that. Alright, here we go. Time to play some wool. Got the brown wool. You were easy. And the green wool. I made you look easy, but you're definitely not easy. That's yeah, it was a very successful run through Blackened Archives with almost no dangerous things appearing. It was quite lucky. Usually you get a couple more close calls there, but no, we did. Now here we're going to get the most important item in the map. That apple that was in the frame above there. Now, you may have been sort of thinking to yourselves, hey, you can't break leaves, so you aren't going to be able to make any golden apples. And the answer is, almost. There is that one single apple in the entire map right there. So that is going to be a crucial item for us. Absolutely crucial. Without it, I don't believe this challenge would be possible. So, alright, it's time to speed things up, because while we get ready here, well, we're just going to dump off some extra items. There you go. We don't need all those ladders anymore. Put the rest of the books away. And I think it's time to just go straight for the red wool here. I need some golden apples. So for the red wool, which is Estonian battle cry, it's not really a difficult wool, but you really only sort of have one easy shot at it. And so we want to make sure we get this at the first try. Okay, so we're going to head back to the Cavern of Last Respite. We're going to take our handy shortcut. And then, okay. Now actually, those splash potions, they give you regeneration, speed, and jump boost. Now most people think the jump boost is totally annoying, but actually, the jump boost is going to come quite a bit in handy here. You just have to actually go fast enough to make it be useful. So I'm not going to run around the fun path anymore. We saved the fun path up, so we're going to make our own fun path by laddering down the side of this wall. Laddering down, that's always nerve-wracking, but with the proper use of shift and careful placement, it's really not hard. Well, it's not hard when you don't have enemies shooting at you, like now, which this is a pretty safe area. But it's definitely hard when you're under, say, pressure. Try doing this while you're under. Oops, well, that's okay. There we go. I'm going to complete our little shortcut from Cavern of Last Respite down to the final areas. Yeah, we don't want to have to walk all around the top every time. That would just be annoying. Alright, so the red wool area is Estonian battle cry, right down here. Red wool area is sort of a gauntlet of, ever-increasing difficulties of spawners surrounded by single layers of nether brick and sand and soul sand and lava and or void underneath you. So it's just a very dangerous area to let anything explode or fight in, because it's very easy to fall and destroy yourself. Since we can't destroy the spawners, we could theoretically light them up. However, there are also pigment spawners mixed in with them. So lighting them up is still not going to stop the pigment from spawning. And of course there's lots of void, and of course what I haven't mentioned, if you've never seen Inferno Mines before, the wool box at the very end of this has a extraordinarily loud surprise with a very, very dangerous thing. So as you can see, my method is very simple. Run! Run like your life depended on it. Basically, I'm running through here and using the jump boost to get all the way over the soul sand. See? Jump boost is useful. It actually is useful. Here's the wool box, and you won't be able to hear me for a little bit, I don't think, because all hell is breaking loose. We have an incredible noise, just and now you could pearl, and wool is a big one. We could use a pearl, but we actually didn't bring any pearls. Oops. I kind of forgot to bring pearls, but it's okay. With the speed and the jump boost, and we still even have regeneration from the splash potion, so we are fine. Look, we only took 1 heart, 2 hearts of damage. We're poisoned, but not too bad, and we're out. That's it. How about that? See, that area is extraordinarily difficult your first time, but then once you know what's going to happen, you know exactly when things start to spawn. And that witch chased me all the... Well, you know what? If I'm going to be fighting a witch, I want to be fighting a witch while standing underneath splash potions of regeneration that are falling on my head. You know what? I'll fight witches here. It's okay. You can come at me all day here. I don't care. I'm going to just regenerate no matter what you do. There's a pigman out there who also followed me. I want to kill him. But there we go. That was the Estonian battle cry. It wasn't very hard, right? Now, there are a couple of diamond blocks back there, which, it'd be nice to get, but let's let's just take what we can get here. In this case, the red wool, and not be greedy, as we'll. Right, but with all that activity that we spawned back there, there's probably a ton of holes in the floor now. So, we can go back and maybe try and farm some diamonds. Actually, all those creatures, blazes and gas that spawned, they all drop diamonds. So, if we need infinite diamonds, we could theoretically come back here, but because we can't place blocks, we can't repair the floor, and that is going to definitely make farming anything in this area difficult, very difficult. So I'm sort of coming back here just to sort of survey the damage. Maybe it would be possible to sort of run back, spawn a couple of things, and then... But the main problem is that the spawners in the middle of the map are still there, so there's no way I could run back without spawning more pigmen, and those would be very, very difficult to deal with while trying to farm diamonds. So we're just going to have to deal with the diamonds we got. I think we have enough. Our armor, we've got a couple of extra sets of diamond armor from chests, and we're just going to run back to base here with our red wool. And that will be pretty much it for this episode. We've got a little bit of preparation to do for the final area. I'm going to save that for the next time's video. Yeah, see, no more dangerous void riding there. Yeah, that's better. And other than that, though, we're basically all set. So we're just going to go back to base and put the red wool on the monument, and that'll be it. Then we only have one wool left, the black wool, which, of course, in this challenge is going to be by far the most difficult area. In fact, a lot of you may just be wondering how I'm even going to defeat it. Well, if you want to find out, you'll have to tune in next time.